Okay, so all of you can see me, can watch me on the mode. Hello. Yeah. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So today we will continue with our earlier discussion, that is on structure. As I told you that structure is very very important, and if I complete this entire this chapter, structure chapter, in a single class, it will not be understood properly by all of you. Okay, so we started discussing structure, and today we will continue with that discussion. Hmm. So let us discuss the structure with some sample program, what we generally do. Okay, the theoretical discussion along with the practical implementation of this. Fine. Okay, so as I told you that structure, the mainly the structure is a collection of heterogeneous elements. This is the main difference between structure and an array. Fine. Mm, so structure generally is needed when we want to keep, or we want to manipulate, or we want to enter some records, that is number of various data types as a single entity, as a single record, or as a single tuple. So uh, we need to write the structure of the records. Actually, structure of the records holds comprises of different data types. So once we define a general format of a record, we can handle with the different records uh, according to that structure. So this is the necessity of structure. That is why we should learn the structure. Hmm. So we started with some programs in the last class. So let me take a quick revise on the earlier discussion, that this is the way we define a structure. Okay, first we give a structure name, then the member of the structure we are supposed to define. It may be of different types, sometimes char, sometimes int, sometimes floats. Okay, and then we need to declare the variable of the structure. Here you can see we have declared two variables, book1 and book2. Fine. So how to access the different members of the structure using structure variable, that is the operator we use, that we told, that is dot operator. Okay, so here you can see the book1 is the variable name of the structure. So by this statement we read in this way: book 1 or book 2 is a type of book 1, and book 2 is a variable book structure, the variable of book structure. By the name of this book, they are just referring the blueprint or the structure, format of the structure. Okay, so this name actually implies the format. Okay, it doesn't imply any memories, any storage. By defining the structure, no memory space is allocated, as I told you. Okay, until and unless we declare any structure variable. So you have to keep it in mind that difference between the structure name and book one. All of you mute yourself. Okay, when you will need to ask any query, then I will ask to start asking. But now, right now, you just mute yourself, all of you. I am getting the feedback. Okay, so you just mute, all of you mute yourself. Let me, otherwise it will be noisy. Okay, the discussion will be disrupted. The audio will not reach in that way. Okay, so the this is the way how to access the different member of a structure using the structure variable. So using book 1 and book 2, we had shown what that how to access the book 1 dot title. Here there are 4 members of book 1 dot title, book 1 dot author, book 1 dot subject, book 1 dot book ID. So we are accessing the book 1 variable, structure variable, and the same way we are accessing the book 2 structure variable. So here we are taking the input from keyboard. Since these all are string, these three members, first three members are mm, uh, uh, first three members are of string type. That's why we took strcpy. Okay, and this is a simple assignment operator. Book one dot id assigns to this because this is an integer. Okay, so this integer number we have directly put here, and you can also take it from using scanf also. No, okay, and I am telling all of you, you just mute yourself. Mute yourself. Mute yourself. Actually, I am the voice of a bird, right? The singing of a bird. I'm getting the feedback from many of you. You just mute yourself. Okay. All of you are getting my voice. Am I audible properly to all of you? Yes, sir. Okay, now all of you mute yourself. Do you know how to mute? You just click on the audio symbol on your Google Meet. You just click the audio symbol. When you click, it will turn off, and again if you click repeat, then it will turn on. As you know that. Okay, all of you for the timing, you just mute yourself. Okay. Fine? Okay. Let me continue with the discussion, and all of you can take a print screenshot of this. Okay, print screen. Okay, fine. So let me continue our discussion. So this way we access different member of the structure, and we in the same way we are printing the different member of the structure using the structure variable book 1 and book 2. The last day we executed this program. I think all of you can remember this one, right? Okay, now fine. Now I'm not wasting time to execute this program again. We executed this program successfully. Now go to the next, how we discuss. Okay, this is an example of array of structure. Array of structure. Okay, then structure array, same structure pointer and structure pointer. Okay, array of structure. Here what we did, we took the three, we are handling the three records. Okay, three records of a student. If I simply declare struct stud s, then s will indicate a single one record, a single record of a student. Okay, means record of a single student. If I need to handle the record of three students, then definitely I have to take an array. Suppose in your batch, that the last class what I was telling, that you are having 34 students, right, in your batch. So I have to, if I had to handle these 34 number of records, if I want to enter the 34 records for all of you, then definitely I have to take an array, isn't it? So then I will declare an array of structure having dimension 34. Here I will put 34, right? For 34 number of students in your batch. Okay. But here I am just reducing the size because I will not waste time uh, inputting supplying these 34 records. Okay, I will check only supplying the data of three students. Okay, so here we have the structure in this way. Let me have someone has joined. Okay, fine. Ankit has joined. Fine. Yes. That is the problem of local network. Okay, this is the you ask the Priyanka to disconnect. Okay, and again join with the same link. Otherwise, she will not able to uh, join smoothly. This is the some constraints are there in this kind of using this kind of platform. You know that here we are having the data streaming from both sides, no? So that's why the logical frequency spectrum, we call it bandwidth, is getting divided. So definitely there will be a problem with gain. Okay, so if you don't have that much a bit good means network, good traffic, then it will be a bit difficult for you to maintain with this class. But otherwise, it is very good platform, because here we can you can interact, okay, with your voice, with your means audio visual interaction we can have, right, from both sides. So to clear all your doubts, this is a very good platform otherwise. Okay, anyways, so now you are 14 students are there. I think 14 or 23. I think 23. Let me check. Yeah, it's 23. And chatting mode there are 14. Okay, fine. Okay, okay. Hmm. Okay. This actually its attendance is being recorded automatically by the Google Attendance Recorder extension. Okay. Okay, fine. Now, right now you are 22 people online. Okay, fine. Let me continue. So you can view my presentation, na? No problem. All of you, all of you are getting. Okay, fine. So, so what to do? We have taken. We must have. We must have take help of. We must take help of the array, right? So array of structure we have declared. So this is an array. So S is an array of stud type structure. And what was the structure of stud? This is the structure of stud we have defined globally before main. We have some means fields, two integer fields, roll and year, and name, department, course. These are of the character type. Okay, means strings. Okay. So here we have declared the variable uh, having dimension 3 for the structure is. Now here, so definitely we have to take a loop which will iterate 3 times. Okay, so first we are taking name, then department, then the course. How? GetAce, as you know how to take the string from keyboard using getAce function. So getAce si.name. Had it been a single record s, we could have written what? S.name. Since it is a structure, it is an array, then we have to mention the index number also, right? The first record I is 0, so s0 dot name, the first record, s0 dot department, first record, s0 dot course, first record, then s0 roll number, s0 year. So this is by the index value 0, we are taking the input of first record of the first student, then I gets implemented, I becomes 1, then we are taking the record of the second student, then I becomes 2, we are taking the record of the third student. This way we are taking each and every record. Okay, and see the scanf, using scanf the roll number, and here we have taken scanf %t format specifier. How to take? the this integer roll number ampersand si dot roll number ampersand si dot here. This is, I think, clear, very easy. Okay. Now, F plus std in, I told you to think about this F plus std in. Why it is needed to take this function? This F plus std in is a system defined function. If we don't take, we can get some problem at runtime. If you don't take it, then you will not get any problem. Compilation time problem, you will not get any problem. Okay, means you will not get any compilation error. But you may not get the output properly if you don't use this F plus std in here. Okay, so let me skip it for a moment. Let me proceed. Then the same way we are actually, what here we are actually, this program I told you, I am going to check a particular, how many students are there for a particular year. Fine. Here we are actually supplying the different year according to this integer year. Okay, let's say there are three records. Two students are second year and one student is from first year. Then it will show two the records. It will show the name of the those students who belong to that particular year. Okay, let me execute again those who are absent in the last class. For them, let me execute the program, then you will get to know what is the program for. Okay. Name, A. Department, CAC. Course, say C. Roll and year, 10 year, first year. Okay. Name, BBB. Department, ECE. Course, data structure. Roll, so let's say 23 year, third year. Name, PCC. Okay. Department, CAC. Course, C. Let's say roll 11 and year, first year. Now enter year. I am going to check the name of the student who belong to a particular year. Are you getting? Okay. Here, let me put the year 1. So I will get what? What output I will expect? Respond, all of you. What output should I get? Hello? Any one of you, you just tell me what output we should get? Yes, because these students having name AAA and CCC belong to the first year. I have put here, supplied the entire year 1. Okay, so let's AAA and CCC we have got. Okay, so this is the simple searching program. What we have done, just to to show you how to take input and how to handle with these records. Okay, and you can also how to display the record, put s or print f. Same, the way you displayed the string, you have to use putS. And if you want to display the content of any float variable, you have to use scanf %f, sorry, printf %f, or this integer printf %, the same way. So it is very easy program. We discussed this earlier also. Now I told you to think about this f plus std in. Have you thought about this? What is the necessity of F plus STD in? Let me ask you again. Anybody of you have thought about the necessity of uh, keeping this F plus STD in function while taking the number of records in a single program? Any one of you? Any one of you can reply? Any one of you? Hmm? Any from your common sense? Sir, actually, yes, Santam. Sir, yes, sir. Sir, actually, like exam HTML function actually demotes the forward so means on running the program and sometimes that there is undefined variable is set. If we don't take the exam. Exactly. You are what you are told exactly this is the right answer, but you have to know why it will behave abnormally. Why? Means this abnormal behavior, how it comes, how it will generate. This is the main point. This is not a technical answer. This is not a technical answer expected at the time of campus interview. Okay, concentrate. I am telling about the campus interview. If you don't put F plus STD in, nobody will deduct your marks. Nobody will deduct your marks. Okay, you will get full marks in your examination, but nobody will ask you just write code where you will be taking records of 3 students or 4 students, and you will be displaying the records of these 4 students, 5 students at the time of campus interview. They will be asking this kind of question, that why we need to, in fact this is very inevitable, this must to include this F plus STD. Definitely you have in your these some books, the common books, you will get the answer what Shayantan told, but a bit small description about the actual problem we can get to see in some of the books. So until and unless you have to know the correct reason how it will behave this abnormally, so that you have to understand. Anyone of you, anyone else? What Shantan had told, it is exactly the right, is absolutely right. But why it may behave abnormally at runtime? It is not a error. It is not an error. You will get output, but you may not get the output properly. Some fields, or means some fields may not be displayed. The content, the value of the some fields may not be displayed at the time of displaying the records, more than one records. Anyone else from your side? Hmm? Hmm. Devanjali, Manisha, Devanjali, Manisha, Aniket. Hmm? You will not try. Your common sense, you will not apply your common sense. Show me, Saurabh, Udita, Vishal. Anybody will try to answer using a common sense? Means we have got the answer, okay, that it will behave abnormally at the time of the execution. Now the question that how, why it will behave, means which factor will compel the program to behave abnormally. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? Hmm. Exactly, absolutely right. After entering the first record means number of fields. Okay. After entering the first record, we are pressing enter. So that is also a character, isn't it? So that enter, that ASCII character, okay, that enter is also having an ASCII value, na? So this enter will be treated as the first character of the second record, right? So when it will see that the first character of the second record is an enter, it will just omit that entire field of the second record. So it will skip that field and it may proceed with the second field of the second record or third field of the second record. Are you getting? Okay, let me execute this one and let's see whether it will have any problem without this. I am just deactivated app. Deactivated the first string. Let me uh, execute it with these three records. Three. Fine. Control S function F11. This is it what program actually am I executing the okay, let me proceed to the next program. Okay, okay, fine. This program, this is the same program. We have taken an array of structure. Here we can also have written this program to show you. We can also put this definition structure within main, but it is a better good convention to put it globally, so that if we use any function, if we create any function, so all the functions will have the access to that book structure. Here we have not used any function, so in that case you can put it here, no problem, or you can put it globally also before main. It will not be a problem. So to generalize it, you can put it always globally. Okay, so now struct books 3, we have taken an array of 3 records, book records. So now we are taking this name, char name, float price in pages. Okay, just a single character I have taken to to avoid that get is. Okay, I am just using scanf for all the fields. That's why I have taken a single character, and I have used the %c format specifier. Okay, clear? Okay, now let me run this one. Function F11. Enter name. I will A. It's a capital. Price 500. Pages 200. See what happens. Again, enter name, price, pages. Let's say B. Price 600. Pages 300. See. So got the difference? All of you have noticed properly problem we are getting here? All of you, not only Sayantan. Here I should have scope to enter 3 records properly. But here I didn't get the scope. Only I have got the scope to enter 2 records. Even that records are not displayed in proper order. Okay, so that's why we must put F plus std in over here. Okay, F plus stdin. These are the very trivial and tricky points you should uh, clear. You should face. I mean, you may face at the time of campus interview. Very tricky questions, but it may seem to be very trivial, but it is a very tricky one. This kind of question. Okay. Now Control S, function F11. F plus std in. I have to take what happened. Hmm. Hmm. I have to take this. Dash include stdio dot h. Sometimes it remains in stdio dot h. Sometimes it remains under stdliv dot h. Let me check it. Okay. Control S, function F11. Okay, fine. Okay. So actually I didn't put the header file, no. So this f plus std in remains here, std in under stdio.h. Okay. That's why I have to include the stdio.h here. Uh, Now name A, price 200, pages 150, enters again, and B 300, 200 pages, enter name. Now I can see I can enter smoothly. I can enter all the records smoothly without having any problem, right? C, price 400, let's say 300 pages. Now you can see also I can get the output in proper order, right? Okay, all of you is clear now. What is the necessity of F plus std in? Okay, once we can enter all the records properly, then it is not necessary to declare the to call f plus std out here. Okay, but sometimes it is also needed. Sometimes it is also needed if you redirect the output to the printer stdprn. Here std in implies the keyboard, std out implies this the output device, this monitor. Like that stdprn is also it also indicates the printer attached to your system. Okay, so to print it, to print in proper format what you want, what your program is designed for, if you want that pattern to be present in the while printing, so you need to call f plus stdprn, okay, as an output. So these are the very important points we should keep it in mind at the time of executing, at the time of printing this. Anyways, now let's go to the next part. This is the program. So far what we have discussed, we have accessed all the fields of our, all the members of a structure using the structure variable. Now, it may so happen that I may need to access the members of the structure using pointer to structure, isn't it? Okay, when it is needed, when it is needed, when we need to use pointer to structure to access the structure member. Can anybody answer? Can anyone of you answer? When we need to use pointer to structure to access member of the structure. So far what we have done, we didn't use pointer to structure. We have used structure variable to access the member of the structure using dot operator. Shantan. Hmm. 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 No, no, no. It is not the. It is not right answer, Santam. We can also avail the dot operator, na? Because actually we are mentioning the name of the member. Hmm. No, we will not destroy actually. Here also, if we don't use the pointer, it will not get destroyed. Okay, it will not get destroyed. You can do one thing. Now you can when you can copy the content, or you can redirect the content to a text file also when you will be studying file. That time we can see. That time we will see. So over there also we can use the dot operator. And the dot operator, when we are accessing the different members of a structure with dot operator, there also we are mentioning the different name of the member, na Sayanton. So it is not a point that here also we have to use that pointer in that. This is not the right answer. This, you just go to the basic concept of the function. When we need to use function, and when we need to access the content of the variable of main from outside of main using function, means call by reference. Just go to the first program, swapping the content of two variable. Could you recall how we did it, how we swapped? And we just tested that using function, if we don't uh, pass the address of the variable, that swapping will not happen inside the main. We may swap in the local function, but that interchange, that swapping will not, that change will not get reflected in main. So we resolved these using call by reference. We passed the address of the variable, right? Okay. So this is the necessity of using pointer. Na? Pointer means what? Pointer means a variable which are which holds the address of a variable, and that must be the variable of main. So if we have the scope, or if we can access the address of the variable of main from anywhere, so we can change it. Like say postman keeps track of your location by your address, no? Isn't it? That with the name of Sayantan, there may be more than one persons in your locality. So when, and with the same name, same title, then how the postman will refer to you? He will look your address. Address will be unique, right? Fine. So once we get to know the address, we can access to that variable from outside of main. So far you are in main, you are not using any function, it will have no problem. That's why in here also the same concept. So far we didn't use any function. So we just used this dot operator, no problem was there. Fine, dot operator. But here, what we are doing, what we want to do, we want to do the same thing using function. As I told you, now onwards, what you have learned, you always have to use function. Okay, and from the data structure or any other, whenever you will go to industry, you will not get any scope to write the main in a single the entire program under main. You will have to write the functions. Okay, and main part, this main will consist only the calling statement of the functions. Main actually doesn't hold any code part or code logic part of your algorithm or of your job. Main will only call the functions, and the rest of the thing, or means the actual job, will be done by the function. So you must use the function. So now here we are discussing how to use function, how to use function for handling the structure. Okay, so for that we have to use pointer to structure. Okay, so now first let me show you how to access the different members of a structure using pointer to structure. Here I have taken two variable struct stud s, and the as usual I have declared a pointer to structure variable sp, and the way what we maintain that we put a star to distinguish, to differentiate it, to differentiate this pointer variable with the simple variable, right? So the same, as usual we have put a star. Now what we have done, we have just to make you understand how to access the different members of the structure using structure pointer. So now struct stud star sp, how we read this statement: sp is a pointer to stud type structure. Struct stud star sp, the means this statement implies sp is a pointer to stud type structure. Like struct stud s, we will read that s is a variable of stud type structure. Here struct stud star sp means sp is a pointer variable of stud type structure. Okay, now what we are doing, since a pointer can hold only the address of a simple variable, is the simple variable, and the moment we declared struct stud s, definitely s took some place in memory, right? Okay, how much space it will take? 50, 50, 100, roll number integer 2 bytes, 102, and float 4 bytes, 106 bytes it will take in memory. This s will be having 106 bytes in memory. Okay, now that chunk of the memory base address will base address will be hold by the sp variable. Means sp will now hold the base address of that chunk, okay, of that memory, of that record. Here record means a chunk of memory location, na? Fine. So now printf enter name. Had it been simple s, we had it been s, then we could have written what? S dot name, get as s dot name, but it's a pointer variable. So instead of putting dot operator, here we will be using arrow operator. The last class also we talked a little bit about this, and Sayantan also, I can recall, he also told that, sir, here we will be using arrow operator, right? So what is the difference between dot operator and arrow operator? By dot operator, we access the different member of the structure by structure variable, but arrow operator is used to access the different member of the structure by pointer to structure variable. sp is a pointer, so sp arrow name. Printf enter branch, here branch, so sp arrow get as a branch is a character, is a string, so get as sp arrow branch. Now roll number is an integer variable, so how to take the input? Scan a %d ampersand, as usual ampersand we have to put, then within a bracket sp arrow roll. Here we are putting bracket because otherwise the we will be getting a problem in priority. Okay, we have to take the priority of this first, then this. Okay, otherwise this will get priority. If we omit the bracket, it will read in this way, it will execute this way: ampersand sp then arrow roll number. It will be wrong one. So here, for within a first bracket, we have to put this SP arrow roll number. Then we are accessing this address in scanf. So here the same ampersand SP arrow marks means just instead of putting point dot operator, we are using arrow operator. Okay. Now just we are displaying the same. Here we have taken the input. Now we are displaying the same thing. Put as SP arrow name branch. Put as SP arrow branch. Okay. Printf, we are printing the roll number of that particular student record. Okay. Percent SP arrow roll number, and printf SP arrow makes person SP arrow marks. Let's see. Okay. So now let's check. Control S, function F11. Enter name. Enter name. Branch EC. Roll number 10. Enter marks 95. Outstanding marks. Okay. Fine. Name A, branch, roll number, and marks. So we got it. Fine. Any questions from this? Any question? Any one of you? If you have any doubt, then we will again discuss. I will repeat it. Any one of you? 20 people are online right now. Got disconnected. Those who are getting disconnected, ask them to re-establish the connection. Just you will ask them to turn off the browser and again open the browser and just use the same link. Okay. Any one of you, Anavo, have you understood? Any one of you who didn't understand? Nothing to understand, very easy. Just now you cannot hear, or means you are not, I am not audible to you right from the beginning. Oh, now it's clear. Now it's clear. S for who is this? S, who is this? Sneha, right? Yeah, fine. Ayanabu, carry on. Ayanabu, Ayan, you are telling something. Last time, this one, last time, this pointer to structure. Okay, very easy, very easy. First of all, you don't take any pressure. At the beginning, at the first class, I told you, while you will be studying this subject, it's a total logical subject. So release all your pressures from it and enjoy programming. Programming is an art, right? The way you think, and you are actually, what you are doing, you are inputting, you are supplying your intelligence to the computer, right? The computer has no intelligence. It will just go by your knowledge, your intelligence. The way you will instruct the computer, it will respond, right? What it can do a many many its processes at a single time, right? So hard worker, right? This what means a person, a human cannot do. That it can perform many tasks at a single time. Okay, Anabo, for on all of you, I am repeating once again. Nothing. The stood. Anabo, mute yourself. Otherwise, I am getting feedback. So stood is a structure I have defined. This structure is having 4 fields: name and branch of the string char. Okay, roll number and marks. Roll number is of integer, float, marks as float. Okay, so this is the way to define a structure. Struct is a keyword. Stud is the, I have given the name stud, right? You can choose student, whatever you can choose, you can write here. Now this is the way to end the definition of the structure with a semicolon, because I am not declaring the variable at the time of its definition, right? That's why I have declared the variable later. That's why I have to write this again, struct stud s. Okay, means had I declared here, then I would have not declared I would have not written the name again struct stud s. I could have written this struct stud s here. Okay, but this is a convention that you first define the structure, then you just declare the structure variable. This is the general convention and good convention, generally maintained in the industry also. Now main program, what we are doing, we have taken variable sp, which is a pointer to structure. We have used s, means single variable of structure in the earlier programs, but here the first time how to access the structure member using the structure pointer, that I have shown in this program. So this is the way we just declare a pointer variable, integer pointer. How you declare int star this, float star this. Okay, we have done this. Now the same way we have to declare the pointer to structure variable using struct stud star sp. We have to put a star. This star implies that this is not a simple variable. This is a pointer to structure variable which can hold the address of a pointer variable. S is the pointer variable. So I have initialized this value of sp with the address of s. Okay, address of s, because s now holds the chunk of a memory of 106 bytes. So the first base address of that 106 block of memory held by the sp address. Huh? 106 key of the whole. Okay, now let me check. Name 50. Name char takes how many bytes? Yes, miss, you just answer me, na. Integer takes 2 bytes in memory, float takes 4 bytes, and char takes 1 byte, isn't it? Do you recall? Uh, yes. So here 50 dimension for name and 10 oh, it is not right, that you are right. Actually I assume that is 50, it is 10 na. Okay, fine. So not 100. Good. So this is 50 plus 10, 60. I thought it is of 50 dimension, 50 size. Okay, so 50 plus 10, 60, 60 plus 2, 62, and 4, 64, right? 64, isn't it? Isn't it? Now got it? How it comes 64? Or should I repeat? Okay. So 64. It's okay. So this is the same. We didn't use the dot operator. We have used arrow operator because now we are accessing the member of the structure by pointed to structure. SP is a pointed to structure. So get is SP arrow name. Okay, here we have what we did. Sp get is si dot name, na, dot name is dot name. So here we are actually we are using arrow operator. So arrow operator is used to access the member of the structure by using this pointed to structure. Sp arrow, enter branch, sp branch. Okay, enter role, sp arrow role, and before that we must put a ampersand operator, as usual for scanf. And here scanf also the percentage float, marks is of float, so percentage ampersand sp marks. And the same way we have printed put s sp arrow name, put s sp arrow branch, printf percent d roll number, spr roll number, printf marks, spr marks. Got it? Okay, it's clear now. Okay, then I think it's 6:15 already. So we will discuss the next day the structure with function. Okay, fine. So let me conclude. Or what do you say? What do you say? Let me conclude it. Hello. What do you say? Let me conclude it here. So next class, tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I will start with the function. Honorable, I'm getting fit. Okay. Honorable mute করেছে, but we can hear the voice of Honorable anyways. mute করেছে. Okay. Means ये घर में कौन है और किचन में कौन है, मैं बिल्ली हूँ जैसा, हाँ? Isn't it? You have you know the story, na? Anyway. Anyways, nah, I'm joking with Arnav. Is a very, very good guy. Very simple. And you are also lucky to have these friends like Arnav. Very simple. Isn't it? Isn't it? Exactly. Actually, সময় কেটে যাবে বেশ। Good, 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 good. Okay, let me conclude here. So, the next class we will start with the function. Okay, how to handle the structure using function. Okay, okay. Goodbye. Good night. Okay, good night. Good night.